A little lesson learned. This is what happens when you got an unbox video and you got a dead battery on your camera. So I had an auction in Alaska where I picked up these sets. I did pretty good on one of them, not so good on the other. You can only see in the picture what one of the sets were on each, and so it was kind of showing the 02 and it was showing the 2000 and the 02, and so I was hoping that the others were exactly like that, and I put in a low bid on this one. I did pretty good. I got these two for about $10 under melt value of silver, so they are in excellent shape, and these are silver proof sets. This one in particular is a 2004. It has two nickels, Lewis and Clark and Louisiana Purchase nickels, proof nickels in these. So this is a pretty cool set for that, on top of the silver. Florida, Texas, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Michigan. So silver quarters from each of those states. 2002 had the Ohio, Tennessee, Indiana, Mississippi, Louisiana. One of the nickels, just a regular Monticello. Anyway, that was in one, and again about $10 below melt value of silver on these. Same thing here on the 2000. There's $23 or so in melt value of silver in these silver proof sets from these years. Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, Virginia, New Hampshire in the 2000 set, and this was the second year they ran it. And then in the then I got a regular 2000 proof set. So I got these each for $17.50, which is about $5 below melt on each one. And so that's good. And on a resale, you know, could probably do pretty well on these. This is not silver; it's a regular proof set. It had a blue. They were in blue holders. And they're pretty cool, but I'll resell this and try to recoup some of the investment. I thought this might be silver too, so you know, you win some, you lose some when you're in auctions, hunting for value and going sight unseen. But I did see this one, and I picked it up, and I wanted to share with you guys. This is a first year quarter. This is a first year Washington, and so I went ahead and I think I put a $25 bid in on this. And it sat, and then I thought about it. I thought, you know, I'd be willing to go up a little bit more. I couldn't really see the condition very clearly. So I do have one of these in my collection that is in pretty roached out condition. I mean, it doesn't have the edges. It doesn't have, you know, the Liberty, and the date is worn around the top and the bottom. And on the back, it's kind of the same thing. And on this one, I could see that everything, you know, there's some wear on the America there. You can see at the top, there's a little bit of wear, but, and the S is a little bit smushed, but it's clearly an S mint mark. And I mean, I saw one of these things go for 45 or 50. I saw a D in similar condition go which are booked about the same, go for $100 on an auction tonight, actually. And, you know, would love to get in on some of those at a much lower price, but I put the $30 bid in. I'll show you where the red book value is on this, because I think it's germane to the conversation, even though melt value is $3 on this coin, and so I'm paying 10 times the melt value. And what you'll see here is the 32 had 408,000 minted, and it's VG8 quality, $175. F12, $190, and it starts to go up from there to the point where it gets, you know, way up there if you got mint state. But you know, fine means hairlines on the ear are visible. Tiny feathers on the eagle's breast are faintly visible. Wing feathers clear on a very fine. So the wing feathers are actually very clear on this. The hairlines on this are actually pretty visible. I don't know that they're sharp, so I don't know if this is I don't know that this is extremely fine, but it's somewhere probably around the VF20 grade based on what the book is saying. I don't know if you can see the hairlines as much, a little bit maybe, the way I'm holding it, right? But and then a lot of where they tell you to look is on the eagle. Now this does have quite a bit of wear on the "In God We Trust," unless that is a light motto, which is, I don't know if they don't list a light motto, but it's certainly anything is possible in these years. But you can see that the motto is very faint. You can see the feathers, the breast. This thing is in, I would say, VF condition. That would be my guess on it, which, puts this thing, it's weird because they list what the grades are, and then the grades in the book are actually different that are listed. So what you'll see is, like, at the top, it reads, it describes, what is a VF 20, right? But then when it comes down here and grades it, it gives you VG or F, and then it's VF. So this could be very fine 20, which would be 225. And I usually find that, that's kind of a retail price, right? High-end retail price, probably an average of some number of auctions that have gone off. And this is a year old, this book, so it's dated a bit, but that would be 225. I usually divide by about 3. So this coin, I would estimate, has somewhere around a $75 value, maybe more on resale. It's also the lowest mintage, I believe, of all of the Washington quarters. So if you're if you're putting a book together, or you have a little collection of these things, there's certain ones that you want in your collection, and this I had a very horrible example of. And the rest of the mintage on the silver Washingtons through 64D are in the millions, or tens of millions, or hundreds of millions even, unless they're a error coin. And the lowest of all the mintages is this 32S, which is 408,000 of them ever made. I think it's awesome to add one to the collection. This is the kind of thing I'll throw in there and keep for good. This will go to the kids or something, probably, unless I end up replacing it with a better example down the road. But I think the prices on these things are only going to go up anyway. That was what I did. My bid held up. I ended up winning the item. I'm glad I upped my bid because it did get dinged at 30, and that ended up holding up. And so, paid 10x, paid $30, paid 10x, a $30 quarter, but of all the Washington quarters, the lowest mintage and rarest. So I'm going to limit my handling of it. I got a chance to feel it, hold it, kind of show it off here a little bit to you guys, which is cool enough. Now it goes in a flip. Anyway, tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, and send me your comments, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks.